welcome into this carrier update, Donnie. We're going to start here looking at a map. It's an interesting one because we're looking at two indexes that are very similar in nature. They're built off of the same base, but what they actually show is very different.
Yeah, so I'm going to run a map and a chart before I get to what I really want to talk about.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with the shading is OTMS, outbound tender market share. Mm-hmm. On top of, and I just went ahead and put out, I love our 3D maps. I like putting it on top of things. I always want to use my 3D. So I put it on top of OTVI, our volumes. And if you look at them side by side, at first, yeah, they look the same. But then when you start getting into the change maps, they're a little bit different. So OTMS is basically we've taken our OTVI and we've changed it to a percentage.
Yep.
Everything adds up to 100%, all 135 markets. But I want you to see what are the main markets. Where is all the main freight in the U.S.? And of course, you see sticking out Southern California.
Yeah, not really a surprise.
You put that together, it's bigger than probably the rest of the markets together here. Not together as all of them, but all the other major markets. You got Dallas, Houston. Memphis is pretty big here. Atlanta sticking up here, Chicago, Columbus, Indianapolis, and of course Harrisburg and the New Jersey port markets. So these are the main markets in the U.S. Yeah. Now, let's go to the next chart. What does this mean? I'm pre-building my year-to-year comparison. Now, this year, right now, we're at 10,128. We're still above 10,000. This is my OTVI, everything all together. Yeah, so right here we are. We're comparing to last year, which you see this line right here. This is 15,000.
Yeah.
So what happens on these year-to-year changes? And I'm going to look at the OTMS year-to-year change. Well, keep in mind, we've gone from 15,000 to 10,000. So all the markets together have shrank. Yep. Instead of 100% equaling 15,000, now 100% equals 10,000.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and pull it up here, the next chart. This is OTMS yearly change. We're comparing right now to this time last year, which we just saw.
Yep.
And when you see these markets in blue, these are the markets that have gotten bigger percentage-wise.
Yeah, relative to the rest of the market, right?
Yes, and there's a couple of ways that can happen. Either one, a lot more volume's been coming out of that market, and it's just really grown.
Yep.
Or all the other markets around could have shrank.
Yep.
And that's really what we've kind of seen here. So it's still a good map to use because you can kind of see, point out the markets that did not shrink.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of like top performers. So LAX, we know LAX has shrank.
Yeah.
We've seen the imports coming in. You'll talk about that a little bit later on the spot. But Phoenix has grown. We know there's been a large exodus from California. A lot of them going to Phoenix. So Phoenix has gotten bigger percentage-wise. Fort Worth, Houston, and then some here through the southeast.
Yeah, I mean, look on your East Coast, right? That shift in imports, you can almost see it here, right? Houston, Savannah, Baltimore. Those are markets that have taken share from a market like Ontario and LAX.
So you can still get some real good top performers by using this map. And when we come back, Tony, we're going to look at some of these markets, and we're also going to bring them up on our lanes of the day.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Donnie. As always, right now we'll hand it over to Kaylee Nix.